Hey everybody, it's Check the Effects coming at you with another episode of the Jinsue Empire in Paradise Realms, and this is after the recent map wipe of 2016. Uh, Paradise Realms has gone through with a map wipe, so we're starting from scratch with brand new buildings, brand new Jinsue City, and so we've been calling this Season 2 of the Jinsue Empire. So without further ado, let's get to it. So here we are in the Imperial Palace. It's right now it's still just bare bones inside. But essentially, we still got the main function to it. I'll just show you around on the interior. This, of course, is the main throne room where you'd greet everyone, etc. Um, in here, we'd have the map room. We're going to be putting up a few walls for maps. This is essentially a centralized area for looking at small places, for small maps with places of interest. And over here, we're going to be having a conference room. Up in this area, we're going to be having the kitchen area. There's a furnace that's only furnace that's there right now. A kitchen area, and maybe a little bar, such like that. Up here, we have storage, and if we go up over here, we have the bedroom, which, as you may notice, is far more narrow and smaller. Well, it's longer, but more narrow than my old bedroom. This main building in the palace, or the main palace that's here, this is a far more narrow and longer version of the palace than what we had before. So because of that, we've had to change things up a bit. That said, there's a lot more practicality to the community with this new palace design than we did before. Lessons learned from the old shogunate mansions, and because of those lessons learned, we have been able to come up with a new design that is a lot more practical for the community as a whole. Not just me, myself, and I. It's the whole team who is able to take advantage of this here in Jinsue City. So as you can see, it's a lot bigger as far as on the outside. It looks a lot more bigger. The roof is not done yet. It still needs to be completed. And we got a nice little dual fountain over here instead of having those four fountains in the corner. We have these barracks that are here. So we have one for the girls. You have your female barracks that's over there. And you have one for the guys over here, which you can see it says male barracks. And I'm going to go into the guys ones here. So what happens is anyone who doesn't have a home in Jinsue as of yet could pick an empty room here. And for instance, here's Babette's. He has his one here. Thundercracker's room here. Jerry Mac, he has his room there. He's called Commander Mac. This is to the staircase that goes upstairs. Dragon, he has his home here. We have Drew or Bean. He's there. IH has his room here. And we also have Piggy the Dino. I'll pick Dragon's one here because this one's supposed to be open. He has pretty much decorated it, made it his own, so to speak. Yeah, he has his own little storage. So he's made himself quite his home here. His own little ender chest and everything. If we go over here and back up there, we have a place for extra storage, added storage here, or shared storage for the guys. For instance, here we have a thing for wood. We also have your enchantment table. We have a brewing stand, anvil, furnace, crafting table, all the standard stuff. We're adding a little bit more here and there. Again, this building also, the roof is partially finished. We still have a lot of work to do around here. For this here is the new thing that we have, where the old palace did not have a fortified wall. The new palace does. So just before the map wipe, we had a purge. So everything on the entire server, like the majority, all the big cities, they got hit, Jinsue included. The world guards went down, and people started blowing stuff up left and right. My palace was left in ruins, and luckily I took some pictures and videos before the purge, but it was fully blasted to Kingdom Come, so to speak. It wasn't not the same old recognizable place that once was my home in Paradise Realms. But then after there was griefing left and right. And after the map wipe, we ended up finding this place. Another thing that they allow now is damage for TNT and damage for creeper blasts, which weren't there before. So there's explosion damage that's a lot that is being permitted now in game, whereas before TNT and creeper blasts didn't really do anything. So with that in mind, we have lined the inner side of these walls with obsidian. So even if it does blow up on the outside, I'll show you the outside here. It will only go so far, like maybe one block deep in this direction and one block deep down this way. Underneath this layer of stone is obsidian as well. So, and we've basically put obsidian right below this whole entire area. So if something does blow up, it's not going to be too far. A design feature we've taken from the Shogunate mansions is a mob-proof door. So under these carpets, you'd have a 10-block deep pit. So mobs think that this is just a drop and they won't come across. But players, of course, will be able to go across. Now, to deter any enemy players that may want to come in, we have added this. A lava door. So if I were to fly over from this side, you can see that it covers up the entrance quite nicely. Also, thanks to the obsidian, if we were under attack for whatever reason, purge or whatever, if as long as we had people around to defend the place, someone could get through the first layer, but then they'd be spending, they would take them quite some time to get through the second layer in the wall before they could get in. And then if they want to get through here, they take some fire damage from that lava. Now for this thing here, we've also added some auto guns or machine guns, more specifically. These dispense. So while the bottom two dispensers here, they dispense lava, these two, as well as the three dispensers here and then the three dispensers there, all shoot arrows, and they have a range that goes pretty much up to here. It's good against mobs and will probably be able to surprise some players on the first try. But against players, it probably wouldn't do as well if people just decide to come across the side and come up this way. That's why we have the lava door, so that you have a hard time trying to get up there. And if you did get up there, and you managed to get up to here, you still have to go through the lava in order to get in. Now, if you want to have a demonstration of the machine guns to see how rapidly they fire, let's just go ahead and hit the lever, and you can see that it uses a burnout clock to shoot arrows like nobody's business. So it's basically what it is the timer mechanism for this is essentially a dual burnout clock. So you have redstone dust, block and a block, and below that you'll see, if you can see that, there's a redstone torch over here, and over here there's a redstone torch over here. This lever, as long as it's applying power, will make sure that this block is kept powered, and then the redstone torches will stay off the moment it turns off. Now you have the redstone torches that keep on toggling this redstone dust, and then you end up with that cycling that happens, and it happens so quickly that you end up with those arrows making quite a bit of a mess over here. So here you can see the outside view of the palace from just outside of it, and I can get on the ground so you can see a ground view of there. That little cage we used to trap a zombie villager earlier when we were just building the place. Actually, we will get rid of that eventually. Over here we have a building being built by Mochi Guy. Mochi Guy is the owner of a town called Taigoku on Paradise Realms. And this is the embassy that he's built here. He has built an embassy for Jinsue in Taigoku, which is really nice of him. So we've invited him to build a embassy for Taigoku in Jinsue. So that's what that's for. We have MCMMO also added on the server. So you have stats such as, for instance, acrobatics. I go ahead and get in here. You can see here we have the Jinsue Public AFK Acrobatics Grinder. So what does this do? So let me just heal myself real quick, and I'm just gonna get in here, and whoops, I forgot to close the door. Whoop. So anyways, essentially what happens, now I'm not holding my keyboard, and I'm not using my mouse, so my hand's off completely, and here I am just being moved around by the water stream and by the pistons in this type of fashion. So basically, now if I were to turn my fly off, because I have my fly ability turned on, there we go, disabled, I end up taking a little bit of damage. Eventually we're going to also add a beacon here for regeneration so that you can just get in this. See, there you go. Acrobatic skill by increased by 1 point, total 20. See? So you can spend your whole time in this thing, or you have your character spend your whole time in this thing while you go and eat lunch or whatever, and you never have to worry about, you know, dying or, you know, moving your character in the manual case. So I'm just going to go ahead and let myself drop one more time. And the last one should be coming up soon. The last run. This is it. So I get out because that is, I put that delay on that last piston at a much lower, at a much longer time so that we have enough time to get out of the building. Otherwise it would push you off and you'd continue on and never be able to get out. That there is Jerry Mac's home. He's building a new house. He's built this nice little Yoshi that's there. I've decided to, I think Jerry's also agreed with this, to build a museum of art so that Jerry can put his creations in there rather than having them out where they, you know, it kind of sticks out. And he did it just for that. But just so he could have his artwork and all that stuff, it could go into the museum, and then we both have a little compromise, so to speak. Over here we have our nether portal, and as you can see, it's really big. This is with version 1.9 that we're in right now, and as you can see, it's really big, and it's not made out of obsidian. Lovely. Well, watch this. Now if I go on the other side, now this is just core 1.9. Boom. Land in the nether. And on top of that, there's no nether portal. So essentially the only way to get back is to warp back to your last location. Now going /back like this, there you go. You end up at the last place that you were, I guess, before you ended up at what's it called, the nether portal. And I think this was the last place that you logged out, I guess. I don't exactly, I'll be honest, I don't really know how exactly it works, but I do remember that I did log out here, or I did go to like /home from here, and I think that's because of that I end up going to here from the nether. I'm just going to go /back again, and again I'm in the nether, so that kind of proves my point. Go /back again. Here I am. So you have the on Paradise Realms, you have the ability to teleport from one location to another, which is kind of convenient, because if you get lost, you can always go back to your home spot. Now we've started building the roads. We have a new standards for roads. Main roads within a city are now 5 blocks wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks wide for main roads. Highway roads are now 7 blocks wide because we want to make a distinction between the two. And then you have your side roads, which are only 3 blocks wide. So this is just, again, to make things easier for people to navigate around. Rainbow Sushi is the name of the player who is making this particular road, and we had Babette's, who has built this bridge. Rainbow is going to continue on and sending the road all the way out that way, and then also going over that way towards the mines. Now here we have some houses by Sookie Ryu. And she's the one who designed these houses here, as well as this one over here. And you may notice that this has the same roof as that over there. This is an exact copy of the roof that Jerry made, Jerry Mac. And I copied it over for Sookie Ryu to use, and she made this little thing out of it. So a nice little house here. So let's take a look on the inside. So she's done a good job of, you know, nice little quaint place to decorate and all that stuff. Go upstairs. And you have a little place for a bedroom or storage or an attic or whatever the case may be. So that's there. And she has these crafting tables that she puts in the floor for whatever reason. If we go over here, we have yet another design that is by Sookie Ryu. This is again, I think, from a traditional Japanese house. That's the style here. And let's see, we have the little main entrance that's there. I'm gonna close the door just to make sure no mobs get in. A little pot there for you to cook your food and such. Let's take a look upstairs. Whoa, we got a zombie up here. Luckily I'm strong enough to kill this guy with my bare hands. Then we'll go over to this one over here. So over here. And we just need to add some stairs onto this thing here, into the front over there. And we have a nice little space around here. Again, modeled after ancient East Asian architecture, even on the inside, which I like about this. This is again Sookie's design that's there. Let's take a look now. Next destination will be the Jinsue City public mines. So I'm gonna zoom over there, and there's someone left their horse over here. And here we go, public mines. This is modeled exactly after the same old mines that we had back in the old Jinsue City. So you hop in, push the button, and off you go. The difference is, this time, if we go back here, see, because if you hop out, the cart gets sent back upstairs or up to the surface. The difference in this one is we just happened to get lucky and hit a NPC mine right up against the original main hub, and we've already started putting signs. So you see Jinsue City Public Mine Hub. So and then people can easily go. You can jump down here or start mining around here. Right now, the date of this video is April the 7th, 2016, and very few people have come down here to do mining. It's fairly fresh. There's a lot of resources that you can come down to get, and again, if you want to go back up, you push the button. And also this time we have a shorter travel time going up and down, which is about 9 seconds going either way. Here comes the cart. Hop in, hit the button, and off we go. So if you ever came and became a member of or a resident of the Jinsue Empire or the city, Jinsue City, you will know that you'll be able to find something very useful. It's very useful down there. Oh, okay. So Linnea has built a tiny little house on the mountain. It's kind of cute. It's the code, so it's perfectly fine. And a little Asian dwelling over there. Now you guys might be wondering, what the heck is that? And here's the thing: we wanted to bring villagers or transport villagers from the village, which is way over there, into an area in the city up over there, inside the mountain actually. So to do this, we had to transport them by the new version 1.9 boats. So if I do I boat, like I used to, and put this down, you'll see now it looks like this. There are oars in this thing, and if I were to tap and right click in there, whoops, I already did this button on there, and if I were to go forward, now if I turn my mouse left and right, my boat doesn't move. So it doesn't really help much. But so to turn, you have to use your left and right keyboard buttons, the ones that would cause your character to pan left and pan left, or to shift left and right when you turn. So now the nice thing about this is that you can put 2 people in one boat, which is nice. Or you could even put a mob and yourself in the boat. But these boats no longer go up water anymore. If they try to go up water, they will sink. So they behave like a real boat, in other words. Now here's something. Now if I were to, there's a piston that's underneath this, under the water underneath this boat. And if I were to flip this, guess what? It comes up. And here's something funny. You can actually take this thing on land. So And then you can now like this, and here you go. Now I can transport stuff up hills by building this little system here. It's a lot more controlled because you have full control over the boat than if you had minecarts. However, there's a a little beauty to having minecarts there because it's a lot easier once you to get. But the thing is, I do find it is a bit easier to get your villagers into the boat once you get them close. Now, if I want to get up this hill, we created a piston escalator type of scenario. So if I hit this, there I go, turn myself around. It is a painful process to do this, I can tell you. Try and get that lever. I had to turn around a little bit, push the lever, there we go. And then go up like this. Sookie was the one who went up this thing after I built it. So there like this. Oop, the wrong one. I gotta get the one that's beside me. Over here. Hit that. And then keep on going. So as you can see, it went all the way up here. You get all these pistons that went up. And then what happens, we brought them all the way across this little platform. And there was a hole that was here. And we'd end up going right into this. And once we got in, then what happens is they fall right down into an area which we call the vault. And essentially it's like our bank or something like that. It's an area where we can make money. So you can see off in the distance that there is the palace. So if we were to go this way, before we're going to go, we can go over to the vault, but I want to go and check this out first. So first we want to go and show you the ranch, which is a new design. This is by Linnea Wayne, and she created a little ranch with pens for cows, sheep, chicken, pigs, and rabbits. So we have every animal that we need all here inside the ranch. We go over to this side over here, and that's again, that's original design by Sookie that we saw before. This is actually the very first house in the very first house to be built in Jinsue City on this map after the palace was built. And over here we have the stables. This is meant for horses. And again, public stables for everyone. We had a lot of skeleton horses that were popping up all over the place. These things, you can just see the stats on some of these things. So it looks like I did manage to find this one horse where you had like 3 layers of hearts. Look at that. Look at the hearts on that thing. It's ridiculous. That's a lot of hearts. So let's head over to the vault now. So we went through to the stables. And over here we have the vault. And we have a nice little decoration job done by Sookie with her little yin yang thing. She has a thing for yin yangs, I think. And over here we have the vault. So I'm just gonna edit out the portion of me entering in because I don't want to show anybody how we get in. But you can probably take a couple of guesses as to how to get in. So here we go. I'm gonna open up the vault doors. There it is. Now here we are at the bank. Jinsue, where we have our librarian villagers who act as tellers. Right click on these guys, give them some paper, and you end up with emeralds, which is nice. See, emeralds, 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 emeralds. Then we have one guy who doesn't have this, so this guy's the one who doesn't have any more emeralds. But there are some pretty decent trades on these ones, including name tags, which is a nice little thing. So we have enchant books, might 5, flame, right? So you can buy those. Let's check out this guy. I think one of these guys has one of the newer enchants, Frostwalker 2. This is one of the new enchants that allows people who can't fly, for instance, to add this to your boots, and then you'll be able to walk on water because the water freezes under your feet. So this is a nice little enchant that you can buy right here in the vault at the Jinsue Empire. So if you go down this way, and I go down this side over here, we are going to show you where we make our money, and that has to do with paper from sugarcane farms. So over here, we have a little thing here. Now, the old item transport systems that we used in 1.8 with the glass item transport systems are broken, so to speak. They're busted, they don't work properly anymore, and we're basically left with the only way to make them work is to have this big humongous space above them, because what happens is the items will get shot out of there like being shot out of a cannon, and the speed is ridiculous. So they get shot straight up, and then eventually they'll fall back down. And we had about all these hoppers here in order to get the items to be caught properly. So here we are at the entrance here at the vault. So you can step here to open the vault and step here to close the vault. If I want to close the vault, I just step here and now close the vault really quick. So I'm just going to do that real quick. There we go. There is a way to close it around here without having to press on that, so you don't have to run out like crazy. And over here we have a map of the area that we have. So here's the palace, and over here this is where we are right now. This is the site of the future University of Cartography for the Jinsue Empire, or for the Jinsue City, that is. And we're planning on having several map rooms around the area, spaced out, so that we be able to cover the area. We unfortunately can't put too big of a map, even though before we had this big map that was like 100 by 40. This thing here is 20 by 20, and we had a 100 by 40 map that we were making, and unfortunately one of the staff came over and it crashed his computer. So because of that, they said no, let's bring it down to 20 by 20. So that's where we're at right now. Here's the palace. Then there's Jerry's place. There's the portal to the Nether. We got a little neighborhood that's being built there. Over here you have Taigoku's embassy, and we're building a road that's going to go straight up north this way, and it's also going to go straight down south that way. Right now it's only gone up to say around here, and we have over here, this is where the vault it would be, around this area. This white line is a rail system that we were going to use to transport villagers, and we had that up thinking that we could do that with villagers, but now since minecarts don't pick up villagers anymore in survival, we wouldn't be able to use that, so we got rid of it. So we'll be updating that map accordingly. Now over here you'll see that we have up here the town of Jushen is already coming up. And it's coming along quite nicely, if I do say so myself. It's being worked on by both Linnea Wayne and Sookie Ryu. So they're doing a great job up there. Nice job, way to go, girls. This is Fraser's mob room. It's completely made of obsidian, and it's out in the middle of the ocean. Over here, you will look. We have another town. I believe this is owned by Donica Patch, if I am correct. We also have some other towns that are coming up way north of here. So in order to map ourselves out relative to those towns, what we're doing is we're creating a second map that's way over here. Now if this point here is our little middle point right here. So if I were to look that way, you can see the map is no longer there. So if I go a little bit closer, actually a little bit more, there we go. So if I come out a little back a bit more, there, right around there is where it stops rendering the maps. Over here we have another map that's being built, and this is the northern section that we're dealing with of that particular map over there. And so this will give us an idea of what is way up north over there. Towns, homes, other residences, other cities. So then we would be able to know who our neighbors are. We could also be able to build a road and connect each other. Maybe even build up trade routes. The thing is, with the new shopping mechanism that they have here, it's a lot more difficult to earn a living than if you were with the old system, where you could sell stuff like melons for a lot of money, and save up very quickly and get yourself a royal guard really fast. Because of the fact that we're not able to do that, we've taken into account that the possibility that we may not get a world guard for some time from now, and that's why we have things like the palace, fortifications, etc., that would allow us to keep ourselves safe in the event that we really need it. So right now there is no flags against PvP. There's no flags against aggressive mobs. There is no flags against griefing, even though griefing is not allowed. But the thing is, we have made sure to put in precautions to make sure that we are safe to some extent with regards to the situation that we're in right now. So once we get a world guard, however, it's going to be a whole different story. So we'll be able to have all that protection. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So that's pretty much it. And as the night sky falls on Jinsue City, this is Check the Effects. Sign off. Peace.